All right, so this is our vocabulary reader this week. I like you to read these before you take the quizzes because it helps you understand the vocabulary better. So the first thing you should always do is look at your vocab cards, read them, figure them out, then read your vocab reader. And then I'll always have a Kahoot quiz as well to help you out and help you remember these. This week it's Yosemite National Park, and when you pull it up, it should look just like this. And if you look on the side here, you have an audio option. So you can just hit this and listen to it. But if you want to read it, you may read it as well.
Yosemite National Park by Alice Carey.
That guy's very enthusiastic. Nice. And I like how it highlights the text as well. The magic of Yosemite. Yosemite National Park is a wild, wonderful place. People love to explore it because of it's full of waterfalls, mountains, and rivers. More than 400 kinds of animals, birds, and fish live in the park. Visitors can look for them on hundreds of miles of trails. Yosemite has always inspired people. Long ago, the Miwok Indians lived at the base of its mountains. At night, they told stories about this magical place. Children listened until they became drowsy. If the story was scary, their parents consoled them. So here, the word base means at the bottom of the mountain. And here, the word drowsy means you're a little bit sleepy. And here, the word consoled means they were comforted. So their moms and dads probably hugged them and patted them on the back to make them feel better. Many people have made heroic efforts to protect Yosemite. It became a national park in 1890. Today, millions of people visit the park each year. It takes days to explore Yosemite. The park is almost as big as the state of Rhode Island. It is full of huge waterfalls, tall mountains, and giant trees. And if you see here, they're saying heroic, as in like a really big, grand gesture. It says heroic efforts have been made to save Yosemite. A land of tall mountains. Yosemite has many mountains, and El Capitan is one of the tallest. It rises over 3,000 feet. Visitors can't help glancing at it from all over the park. No one ignores its steep cliffs. For many years, no one tried to climb El Capitan. It was too huge. And if you look at this picture, it has a caption. El Capitan is one of Yosemite's most famous mountains. And I forgot to read the caption with the map over here. Yosemite is in the state of California, so this is California. And here it says Yosemite National Park is in green. And it shows you the capital, California, I think is San Francisco, and the ocean, and the other state nearby. So here, when we're talking about glancing, it means we're looking at something. And you guys all know what ignore means. Who can climb El Capitan? In 1958, a man named Warren Harding decided to try. He used ropes and bolts to climb. He and his friends tried more than once to reach the top. Finally, after 45 days, Harding and his team made it to the very top of the mountain. They had climbed El Capitan. Today, people climb El Capitan without hesitation. Now the trip just takes 3 to 5 days. That's still a long time. The climb is no longer such a burden. Some climbers go really fast. Some speed climbers can climb El Capitan in less than 3 hours. Must be really strong. I'm going to read the caption. El Capitan is hard to climb, but today many people reach the top. All right, and here it says we have hesitation and burden that are highlighted. Hesitation means we just like stop for a second and think about it. So we hesitate all the time, right? Sometimes I hesitate when I read because I'm trying to figure out a word. You hesitate before you make a decision to make sure you're making the right decision. The climb is no longer such a burden. A burden is like a heavy thing or something that's really hard, okay? Bears everywhere. People love Yosemite, and so do animals. The Miwok Indians told many tales about the bears in Yosemite. Today, bears still live in Yosemite. They greedily eat berries and acorns. Sometimes bears play in the middle of the road. Cars stop and people jump out to take pictures. But park rangers will give visitors a scolding if they get too close to the animals. Visitors love to watch wild animals in Yosemite. All right, giant trees. Visitors at Yosemite see many amazing things. Some of the giant trees are 3,000 years old and 290 feet tall. One big tree was big enough to be a tunnel. A huge hole was cut in it so cars could drive through. Visitors loved to drive through this huge tree. That's not a car. That's a wagon. All right. Yosemite may be old, but one thing never changes. This park is a very special place. There is always something new to see and do. Adventures never end at Yosemite National Park. People come from all over the world to hike Yosemite. I think I would really like to do that. All right, guys. So this next part is optional. If you want to write about this vocabulary, you already have a writing assignment. But if you want to write about this book, you may. If you look at the bottom here, it says text to self, write about it. Do you get drowsy after you do something like hiking up a mountain? Write about how you feel after doing something difficult. Use words from the web in your writing. You obviously didn't make a word web. So just try and use some like vocabulary words or words from this story. All right, guys. I will see you later.